Now, going over to the culture part of the podcast, you have Tinder launching a $4.99 per month subscription model. Now, this comes to us thanks to a reporter on the X, or some people still call it the Twitter. Now, in that specific case, this comes from Dexerto. It's got 30.8 million views and 28,000 likes. Or, as youth might say, it went viral, to say the least. Now, this specifically is just a screenshot of the Tinder. And Dexerto said, quote, Tinder has launched their own $4.99 per month subscription plan. Now, I say $500 because, well, it's going to be more than $500 thanks to the government extortion, taxes. So, at the end of the day, it's going to cost you a pretty penny. Well, granted, a vintage pretty penny since it's made out of actual copper, not modern pennies, which are 99.99% zinc. And it literally says, select a plan, $4.99 per month. I got 30.8 million views and 28,000 likes. And I can't help but imagine how many people are going to be scammed with this, but let's dive into the comments and see what the feedback is. Someone by the name of Circle Tunes HD says, quote, it's so cool and awesome when companies weaponize the feeling of loneliness. This is good for the world, unquote. I got 24,000 likes. Opera GS says, quote, at this point, just get an escort, unquote. They got 28,000 likes. Continuing to scroll down, you have someone by the name of Marcus Brownlee, and Marcus comes out and says, how bad do you gotta be, unquote, got 37,000 likes. Nick Locke says, quote, if you just hit up a club with $500, you probably could leave with someone LMFAO, unquote. Got 5.5 thousand likes. Alex says, quote, the way men are going to feel owed sex and time after spending $500 to match with someone, unquote. 5.4 thousand likes. Someone by the name of Shoot says, quote, I better get a BJ a day, unquote, getting 1.8 thousand likes. Can't Guard Book says, quote, now you can be lonely and poor, unquote. They got 4.6 thousand likes. Let's see here. Mate says, quote, spending $500 and still getting 0 matches, unquote, and has a picture from The Onion and it has a lonely looking man saying, quote, man who thought he lost all hope loses additional bit of hope he didn't even know he still had, unquote. I got 7.9 thousand likes. Kuara says, quote, pay to win on Tinder is insane, unquote, getting 9.1 thousand likes. Let's see. Someone by the name of Jotman simply says, no one's buying this, unquote. And it's a man with bloodshot looking eyes cartoon looking at a phone getting 623 likes. Let's see here. Reanimated said, quote, $4.99 a month just to get swiped on is crazy, unquote, getting 749 likes. Goblin says, quote, $500 can buy you a very friendly prostitute, unquote, getting 888 likes. Let's see here. And a lot of people are just saying, what the hell, getting between 30 and 100 likes. And as I continue to scroll, more and more and more, of course, they're just all roasting this idea. Because again, there are a myriad of issues when it comes to online dating and app dating. Perhaps I'm biased because I tried it and didn't really work out, obviously, or perhaps not obviously. But it's one of those instances where the odds are stacked heavily against you if you're a man. It's not just an issue with sample size, where if you look at most of these dating apps, the overwhelming majority of the population on the apps are overwhelmingly men. But it's also an instance where women are very selective on the app, only selecting the top. There's some statistic out there about like the top 6% get 90% of the matches or whatever like that. And it's an instance where the odds are just against you, and there's more and more reports leaking where these apps are using fake profile pictures and fake profiles to try to get you more interested in the app. And truth be told, if you go on the apps and you see what's out there, it could be kind of depressing and highly entertaining when you see what people are demanding, to say the least. But from a culture perspective, it is fascinating to see. I mean, These companies are charging more and more and more, and it's becoming more and more of a pay to play. At what point do people just say, you know what? I'm just going to go to the library, go to church, try a different methodology? Because again, I'm trying to think what's worse. Statistically speaking, I suppose dating apps are statistically more successful than the lottery. Granted, that bar is so low it's underground. I guess that's a silver lining, but again, who's paying $500 per month for Tinder? And again, depending on how you look or your stats, your height, I mean, there are a myriad of things that go into what makes a successful match, but I mean, what are the odds it's actually going to work? I mean, that means in a year you're spending over $5,000 on Tinder. I can't help but think that's probably the worst investment than buying a Bud Light. And that's saying something. So it'll be interesting to see. I mean, everyone in the comments is roasting them. But at the end of the day, I wonder how many of these will they sell? We'll have to check out Match Group, which is the parent company that owns Tinder and darn near, I think, like 70 or 80% of all the dating apps out there. But let me know in the comments, would you ever pay $500 per month for a Tinder subscription? Again, I'm pessimistic to say the least. I know people are foolish with money, especially in the United States, but $500? I mean, that's, in many cases, that's almost a month. Sometimes it's, I mean, that was a month's rent for me back when I was in college. Like, I can't fathom that, but that's just me. I mean, let me know in the comments. It'd be fascinating to hear what you have to say about the story. Thank you, everyone, again, for taking the time to tune in today. Again, we're trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of December, so if you could click that button, I would greatly appreciate it. Also, leaving a comment and a thumbs up is a great way to give me some additional feedback on how I can specifically improve the quality of the show, as I ever increasingly try to focus on enunciating more, slowing down my pace of speech, as that has been feedback that I know is something I need to work on. Also, and lastly, don't forget to take time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe and fight the good fight.